What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. My name is Justin, aka No Good Comics. Welcome back to the channel. This is another one of my books to read this week, talking about the books that came out from May 26th, 2021. There are a lot of good books. Once again, I tried to trim down on what I was buying. And so anyways, I'm going to go over just some of the books that I've read. Usually I go over my top 5 favorite books of what I've gone through in the past couple days. Unfortunately, I only got through about 5 altogether. So I'm just going to talk about those 5. Unfortunately, not all 5 were amazing, but I'll get into those details. And a reminder, this is part of Tag Team Thursday. So this did not just start here. It started over on Rod's channel, Just a Rican and his comics. So make sure that you follow him and sub him up in the description below, along with Brandon, Dan, Comic Shop News, Tony Old Wolf 65. And then normally I'm the one closing it out. Because usually John is going on earlier. We had to change some things around today. So John's Comics with Kids is actually going to go on after me. So it's 7:30 right now. Stick around. Once I'm done, once I wrap up on my show, we'll all jump over to John's channel. So a little bit of a change up, a little curveball for some of you, but appreciate everybody who's been hanging out and just joining us on these Tag Team Thursdays. They're a lot of fun. So make sure sub everybody up that's in the description. Let's see. Let's say a quick hello to the chat, and then I'll get into my 5 books that I want to talk about. So let's see. We had Something Wrong hanging out bright and early in the chat. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. We got Rudy. Hello, hello. Thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Let's see. We got Unruly Simeon, my dude. What's going on? My man John is here. Said you can go as long as you want. Want to talk, Justin? I'm here to just roll in at the close for a drunk guy. Okay, yeah, there you go. Trying to pick up on the last single lady of the bar. That's yeah, perfect. So get ready, because yeah, usually I stream for about 30 minutes on here. Because John is going to wait and then go after me, I'm going to stream for about 5 hours. So buckle up and get your popcorn and grab a drink. We'll be here for about 5 hours, and we'll jump over to John's channel if he's still awake. Let's see. We got Sheena in the house. What's going on, Sheena? Good to see you. We got Big Herm Station, brother. Station. My man Jason claiming comics. Seeing you twice now in the chat. Good to see you, brother. I refer to my I had a live stream, not a live stream, a premiere going on earlier today. I just dropped my top 10 picks of the week for New Comic Book Day, June 2nd, coming up next week. So if you guys missed that, go check it out. That just posted up earlier today. Big Herm says, "Enter the Sandman early." Yeah. I'm like a mid reliever here this time around. What's going on? There's Brandon holding it down. Nice job today, Brandon. Good stuff. Always bringing the energy. Talking about some X-Men earlier today, so that's great. Always great talking X-Men stuff. Simmy's Art. Hello. Welcome. If you guys are new, make sure you sub up. Hit that thumbs up as well. Appreciate that. Does help out the channel. And there's Dan, who was just on previously, so good to see you. He says he has to run. It's all good, brother. Let's see. We got my man Fuzzy Dunlop, another person hanging out with me earlier today, so appreciate you as well. Let's see, we're getting through this. So my man Bricks also hanging with us earlier today. Good to see you. We got back issue Paulie in the house. What's going on? We got Marvin Wynn in the house. Good to see you, Marvin. Let's see. Chat kind of jumped on me. I think I got everybody that is above there. So and there's my man Rod. Justin, a reliever tonight. Yeah. Yes, sir. Still bringing the heat, man. Still bringing the heat. We got my man Darth Timo. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Okay, so caught up from the chat. So like I said before, I'm just going to talk about 5 books that I read. They weren't all necessarily my favorites per se. I was a little let down on some of them, but we'll get into it. First book, and I got my iPad here for a couple of them. I ordered some. They didn't come in yet, so I did grab some physical ones that I'll show that I got from my LCS here. All right, so first book I'm going to talk about just a little bit. Is this book right here, Harley Quinn. This is issue number 3. 3, yes. And I have to say, I am enjoying it. And the biggest thing about this, because I hear a lot of people complain about the artwork, and I just want to address that. I feel that it's Rossmo. Let me see. He's marked in here. Oh, they don't have a thing of his. But anyways, so I first read this book. I thought I wasn't crazy about the artwork, and it's that that's the style of art that Rossmo does. He did the cover A. Riley Rossmo. I feel like his artwork actually fits the story very well. And I think that's the most important thing when it comes to writing a book or, you know, telling a story, is that the artwork fits whatever it is. And I feel like Harley, being the type of character that she is, that she's a little more goofier, a little bit more of a wild card, no pun intended, pun intended. I feel like his artwork fits this. So I'm actually really enjoying the artwork with this because, I mean, part of it is because of the artwork. And on top of that, so basically, I mean, this takes place after the Joker War, which I still need to finish. But basically, Harley is kind of teaming up with Batman and doing some good for once. So she's kind of more of a good guy, which I like this angle for her. And she is basically trying to help out all of those who are affected by the Joker War, who were clowns at one point in time that are scarred for life, that kind of thing. And so she sets up this meeting in this particular issue where she's having people sign up to you know, have just like a little roundtable to talk about it and, you know, get your feelings out there and things like that. Meanwhile, Hugo Strange, he's involved and wants to kind of ruin everything that she's trying to do. He's trying to capture all the ex-clowns, essentially. He thinks that they're a danger and needs to be punished. So anyways, it's been a fun issue, a fun series so far. Like I said, only 3 issues in, but definitely recommend it. I think it's a good one. So I'm going to continue going with it. The more I look at this cover too, I really do like this art for this series. Yeah, I have this one ordered. It's on its way. All right, next book that I want to talk about is we got Hyper in the house. What's going on, Hyper? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in, man. Totally agree. Hit that thumbs up. Appreciate that. All right, next book I want to talk about is this book right here, which is the cover of my thumbnail. Well, not this one. This is cover A, but Robin. I'm really enjoying this. I am new to this character altogether, other than just the general idea of who Damian is. I really don't know much otherwise, other than the fact that he's a son, Batman's son. So I'm really enjoying it. I really like that it's this, like, it almost reminds me of like the Cell games from like Dragon Ball Z. If you guys, I don't know if anybody reads or watches DBZ, but you know, basically Robin shows up to this this island to compete in this tournament where you not only fight, but you actually are like fighting to the death. And he meets all this other new characters. One question I had, and I'm curious if anybody in the chat knows this, is the character that's introduced here. I don't know if this is considered a spoiler or not, but I'll give a warning spoiler. The character, he's early on in the issue, but his name is Hawk. Is he new? Is he a brand new character? Does anybody know how new of a character he is? Or like, is this his first appearance? Or is that a character that's been introduced in the DC realm before and I'm just realizing it for the first time? Either way, he seemed really cool. Again, I just like the build up to where this is going. There was a lot more action in the first issue, but you get a little breakdown about all the different competitors that are on this island that he essentially is, you know, going to fight for. And the winner of this whole thing, they get immortality. And so Robin is all after that. Although there's some other things that he's interested in, and some of the people that he meets on here, they have some agendas of their own as well. So, anyways, I definitely am enjoying this so far. So I do recommend it. Let's see what's. I saw someone just write in the chat here. So John said issue 2 was much better than the first issue. So that's good. I'm glad you're reading it. Let's see. Def got Cell Games vibes. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Right. What was the other? There's another comparison that I thought about for this. That's like a tournament, basically. But now my mind's blank. But Cell Games is what came to mind. I just ordered my copy of The Edge. Can't wait. Oh, nice. That's to Marvin. Very cool. Good stuff. I just got mine too, by the way. I haven't read it yet, but it's on the list. Let's see. We got my man Bearded in the house. What's going on, Bearded? Is Justin going to end on time for John? Define on time. Bearded, earlier I warned everybody I'm going to be streaming for about 5 hours tonight. So yeah, when I finish in 5 hours, then it'll land right on to John and he'll go from there. No, I'm gonna keep this. I mean, I'm going over the 15-minute mark, but definitely try to end it sooner. I have to say, I don't know if anyone's excited, but there's the Friends reunion tonight, so I'll be watching that with my girlfriend just a bit. I don't know if you guys watched that, but you know, big fan of Friends, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, it's not a car crash. Let's see. Oh, okay. So back issue says I'm pretty sure Hawk in the Robin series is supposed to be the Hank Hall, aka Hawk. Okay, interesting. Oh, the story okay. So all right, next I want to get into the next three books and then I'll close out here. All right, so I'm putting this up here. Again, this is usually my top 5 reads of the week. This time around, this is just my top reads because I didn't get to more than 5, actually. Usually I read a solid 8 to 10 to make that determination of which books were my favorite. This was a tough one to get through, and mainly because it was just really wordy. There's a lot of dialogue in this, and I guess that's kind of been the case for some of the other issues, but I don't know. I feel like this particular issue, the point that they were trying to get across seems that it could have been told in a shorter amount of sentences. I feel like they really elaborated on some things that didn't need elaboration. So I don't know. Overall, I do like how it ended, and I'm still loving the artwork. I'm still loving the series overall, and I do recommend it if you guys are not reading Department of Truth. Definitely read that. The first 5 issues were absolutely amazing, and it kind of gets a little choppy here and there, but I do like the direction it's going in. Like I said, this has a point to it at the end. It's a very wordy issue, and not all of it is necessarily, in my opinion, but I'll stick with it. Going to continue with it. Loving Department of Truth overall. So check that out. What's his name? Martin Simmons is so good, so good. He's another one. I was just talking about Harley and Rossmo doing the artwork for Harley and how that fits the series. Same thing here. Martin Simmons, his artwork, his style, the dark gloominess of the vibes that he gives fits this book so well. So that alone is one reason why I will always continue to pick this book up. And these covers too are very cool. All right, 2 more books. Another DC book. This is 3 DC books. Wow. Yeah, talking 3 DC books. And wow, I have no Marvel again. All right. Well, hey, that's something. Mr. Miracle. And so I have to say, I had no idea that this is, I mean, I didn't know who's a Shiloh. I didn't write it down on the back. But the third Mr. Miracle, essentially, I had no idea. I understood that this was a newer Mr. Miracle. I didn't know that there was actually stuff written by him or written about him already. So not technically his first appearance, but it is about that third Mr. Miracle. I don't know much about Mr. Miracle in general. I should clarify that. But I will say this is a very good issue. I do enjoy this. I love the artwork in this, first of all. Osio, I don't know who Osio is, but really enjoyed the artwork. So the character itself, Mr. Miracle, Shiloh, I can't remember his last name. Clearly he is trying to I like how modern this book is. He's trying to fit into the world in a way that they are impressed with him and accept him, and it's a lot more about him trying to show off and do cool tricks and escape, almost like a magician would do. It's how this issue opens up, is him diving from space, essentially, and trying to escape this like chained chair before he hits the ground. And that's like getting all the attention, but he's like not doing as much like saving. And he has this like one partner. He has this robot who kind of manages his agenda and all this stuff, and this other guy who helps manage his agenda. I don't know. It's really interesting. So there are some deeper elements to this book, as Shiloh is struggling with the fact that he wants people to like him. He wants to be the Mr. Miracle that people have always loved, and he is worried that if they ever found out that he is African American, that they would not, or that they would judge him differently. And so because of that, he has this strict rule about hiding his identity and keeping his mask on. And it even gets to the point where he's like he's trying to date this girl, and he has to have her sign a NDA, and agree to, not disclose anything. But so it's really interesting. I think his priorities are a little mixed up. And we do get a villain in here towards the end, which I won't spoil, but there are some points to that, how he's using the mantle of Mr. Miracle and how that's upsetting this villain. And we kind of find out some other stuff. So anyways, interested to know what you guys think of this. Let me know. This, by the way, this cover is badass. Recommend. The cover alone caught my attention. Absolutely loved it. I got one more book for you guys before I close out here. And yeah, reminder, thank you, Rod. Up next, because usually I do close, but up next is going to be John. So make sure you are subbed up to John's Comics with Kids, because he's going to be going live after me when I close out here to continue the Tag Team Thursday. So it does not stop after this. Let's see what's going on, Magic Lasso. Good to see you. The brainwashing is working. Yeah. DC. You are certainly another one to blame, my friend. Hood Rat Comics in the house. What's going on, Ian? Good to see you, man. We got 16 people in here. Make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and yeah, make sure you're following everybody in the description below, because that's the Tag Team Thursday crew. We got my man Copy 801 in the house, another diehard DC fan. He says, grab the, oh yeah. So, okay. So I'm going to, I bought it digitally. I'm going to read it. I'll probably end up buying it physically. The cover is great. I know it's a one shot from what I read about it, but I hear it's very good. So looking forward to that. Like I said, I haven't caught up with all my reads yet. I'm still a little behind. So the books I'm going over are just the books that I've managed to read 3 times in one day. Oh yeah. Fuzzy meeting up with Copy. Good stuff. My man Zen Multiverse. What's going on, Zen? Dude, you should go check out Brandon's stream that he just did about a half hour ago during our Tag Team Thursdays. If you didn't catch any of it, he was talking some underrated X-Men, and I know you're a big X-Men fan, so I think you'd really enjoy it. So make sure you follow ComixKings. I put his information in the description below. All right, so let's get to the last book. I mean, this is just an all-time one of my favorite series right now, and it's my go-to when I talk about books, when people are asking for recommendations. Maybe you've guessed this. If you're familiar, if you follow me, you already know Shadow Doctor. This is issue number 4. Aftershock has just been absolutely killing it. I talk about it all the time. I talked about Aftershock a lot this morning as I had my premiere video of my top 10 coming out for next week. And yeah, they're still putting out fire. And this is just another book that is absolutely awesome. My girlfriend's reading this. She doesn't read many comic books, and I got her into this. We are absolutely loving this. If you guys are not familiar with this, at least by now, I mean, I've talked about it so much. It is about an African-American who it takes place in the 1930s, and this African-American tries to get his is becoming a doctor, goes to school for being a doctor, and wants to find a job at a hospital, and they all turn him down because these are considered white hospitals and they don't want to do business with him. And then he has to make money somehow, so he goes to the bank to see if he can start up his own practice. The banks turn him down, and so now he goes and works with the mob. He's actually working for Al Capone, and he has like a history of kind of knowing that circle, and a lot of them know and like him, and so yeah, he makes a deal with the devil essentially, and it's kind of biting him in the butt to some degree. This issue definitely shows some of that. There's a lot of I want to say action. This is very fast paced. There's a lot of things going on, but it's also condensed in a way it's not confusing or anything, but just it's moving. It moves really well. I'm actually curious if does anyone know how many more issues this is? Because the way it seemed, I thought maybe it would end after issue 5, which I hope that's not the case. I was hoping that this is an ongoing series. I know that Aftershock, for the most part, is putting out miniseries or maxi series. Like they're ending after, if anything from 5 to 10 or 12 issues. I'm hoping this keeps going because it is so good. It's also based on a true story. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but this is also based on a true story. So that's another thing that really stands out to me. Oh man, see, so that's sad, man. John saying one more issue. Man, that's crazy. I want more. That's how good this is. If you guys are not reading this, pick this up. Start reading it. Or I guess since one more issue comes out next week, next month, you could wait for the trade, I suppose. Either way, this reads really well, whether it's single issues or not, but it is just so good. Really do recommend it. Yeah, John said he loves it as well. Yeah, it's just great stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that. Really fun, a really great issue. Yeah. And then last couple things here I just wanted to show. So I did pick up, and I have them over here, Two Moons and Haha. Those are on my list to read. Hopefully I'll get to them either tonight or tomorrow. Two Moons I've been loving. Haha, I think there's 6 issues altogether for Haha. This is issue number 5, so I'll be diving into that. 5 other books I just want to show real quick before I wrap things up here. I picked up Shadecraft issue number 3. I've not read it yet, but man, I am loving the artwork, and I'm loving the series. Really enjoying the story. So interested to see where that goes. That is an Image book. I picked up, man, more DC. It's a lot of DC stuff. Milestone Returns. I'm giving this a shot. I started to read it earlier, and I'm like a quarter of the way through, so I need to continue on that. I know it kind of reintroduces the team of was it Static and a few others. What I write down here? Static, Blood Syndicate, Dharma, Hot Streak, Hot Streak, Rocket, and Icon. I don't know any of them. There's a couple new characters in here as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna check it out. It's little bit of a thicker book. So I think it's like 64 page type book. So I'm going to check that out. Of course, I had to pick up the reprint of Nightwing issue number 79. Really, really think this cover is just awesome. All the different uniforms that Nightwing's wearing. So very cool. And yeah, you guys already know I'm obsessed with Nightwing. So loving that series. If you guys aren't reading that, go back to 78 and read that. And then the last two are some back issue bins that I picked up, back issues that I picked up. And they're both just to help me fill out my collection for the Claremont Cockrum Byrne series for X-Men. So picked up 103, and these are pretty early. These two are pretty early, and anything like under 110 I think is early for the Claremont stuff. Anything Byrne, that's all early. So but yeah, so pick this up. I'm just trying to fill this series, at least all the way up to the Byrne stuff, all the way, so 94 all the way to 143, I think, is where Byrne ends it. And then the other book I got here was 106. So yeah, both got both of them under $20 each. So anytime you can find these books in these prices, it is worth it. So shout out to Zap. They always have great books and great prices. I couldn't pass that up. They had other books as well, but I had multiple copies of a lot of them, so I tried to hold off. But yeah, so 103, 106, getting closer. I think I got about 8 more books to go to fill that run. And the only ones that are like bigger, like potential keys or keys are 100, which is more of a, not a key, but still pretty expensive. Issue 100 and issue 101. So obviously 101 is up there. So definitely need to get those at some point, but I'm in no rush. I'm taking my time as I slowly hunt this out. That's the fun for me with trying to get certain collections of things, trying to collect those runs is just, going through that journey and finding them in the wild from time to time. So what's going on, Jeff Schultz? We see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, good old Zap. Exactly. I definitely, got some good books. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Yeah, so we're having the news next. So again, this is part of Tag Team Thursday. It is not ending yet. We're going to jump over to John's channel. Quick reminder before I get out of here, I am going to be live this Saturday for Comic Collector Origins, and I'm going to have Jennifer from Comics Will Break Your Heart as my guest. So I'm really excited for that. If you guys are free, Saturday, 2:00 Eastern time on my channel, as always, I will have a new episode of Comic Collector Origins, and I'll be interviewing Jennifer. And then Brandon mentioned it. I'll actually be over on Superpower Reviews channel Saturday evening, I think 7:00 Eastern time, to do another What's That Book with him and his series, Kevin's series. So it's a lot of fun. So make sure you subbed up to Kevin, and I'll be over there for that with some fun with some of the crew. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. So yeah, Justin knows a lot of that. This is true. I do pick up a lot, and I do need to catch up, man. I need to catch up on the new stuff. I hear so many great things. So maybe this weekend I just try to hammer out some of them. All right, guys, appreciate all you guys. Make sure you're subbed up to everyone in the description below. Make sure that you are also going over to John's channel as I close out here. John, good luck tonight. Have a lot of fun. I'm going to be catching up on the Friends reunion. Can't wait for that. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until then, I'll